not on this computer. Good. So we are discussing now the assessments related to the unit BSBWHS401A. And to access these assessments, you click on Content from the tabs, Content tab. On the left hand, you will find Assessments. You click, then it will take you to the following. You have some assessment guidelines and some web content, web page, and some advices. It's a good idea to go through both, especially if you are new to TIFF type of study and Connect as an LMS for learning management system. So it's a good idea to go through the assessment guidelines. Okay, the other thing also is here we have assessment task 1, which is observation. So we will observe something. Assessment 2, written 1, and assessment 3. So these are the 3 files you need to download and start working on them one by one. They are Word documents, Word files. So this means they are editable. Then after you finish the first one, you will submit. Then you finish the second one, then you submit, third one, then you submit. You don't need to wait until you finish the 3 assessments. It's better to submit one by one. Then I will go through them, mark them, and giving you the feedback. Again, as we discussed before, we have 2 attempts. So if you didn't pass the first attempt, you can go to the second attempt easily. If you didn't pass the second attempt, we need to get you some permission for a third attempt, which is a bit lengthy process, but we don't need to think about that at the moment, because I'm sure you will pass from the first attempt. You need to answer all questions correctly to pass the attempt. If you get 99%, you couldn't pass. You need 100%. So assessment 2 requires some types of hazards. So I provided you with some types of hazards here. I uploaded that to Connect system, so it will be available for everyone. I shared it also through emails with everyone enrolled in this unit. If you are not enrolled in this unit and you are watching me now, you don't need to do anything. Just learn about what we are doing until you are enrolled in the unit and you started the study. Then you can use the same knowledge to finish your assessments. Okay, where we can submit, either you can submit here. So you click on assessment task 1, you click then submit. There are some videos here telling you how to do that. Then task 2, so we have assessment task 1, which is AT1, attempt 1, attempt 2, then task 2, attempt 1, attempt 2, then task 3, attempt 1, attempt 2. So this is where you submit your files after finishing them. You can also access the submission links from assignments. If you click here, this will take you to same thing. Yeah, we have some students, brilliant ones, already submitted. So you click on assessment task 1, then you can submit your assessment. So, okay, you can do that here. Okay, please follow these instructions, especially with naming convention and filling the assessment details. Okay, let me show you the first file. So the first file, which is AT1, assessment task 1, which is observation. So when you download the file and open it, it will open in Word. Then this is the first page. You need to fill this data, which is your name and student number. Please do not forget that. And in the naming of the file, you need to add your name also, so I can, when I download, I can know which file belongs to which student. Good. Then here, this is the unit code and name. Then assessment type. This assessment type, it's simulated environment. It is a simulated environment. So you tick here. Then the date when you are doing this one, it should be an observation, but we are doing that online, so we will do it in a way to enable you to do it and also enable me to see the outcome and see your performance. So here you put the date when you start filling this assessment, and all other assessments in each one you put the date. Good. Then you take this one. This is a student declaration that I have provided you as a trainer or teacher with the information. So you tick here. Then the student signature. For the student signature, you have some options. You can just sign your name on a piece of paper, take a photo with your phone, upload this photo and insert it here. This is one thing. Or if you have a scanner, you can scan your signature, then insert it here. You can insert in Word from insert menu, insert photo, then browse, and you insert the photo here. Then you make it small, just crop around the signature. Then you insert your signature here. Then you save the file and send it and submit it. If you don't, or if you can't do this thing, you can type it. You can type your name just in normal typing. Then you save the file. This checkbox, if this assessment is conducted online, yes, it's conducted online, so you tick here. Assessor feedback, this is my feedback. You don't do anything here. Then I will do this part. Again, it is not for you, it's for me. Okay. Here, general instructions. You need to read these instructions, and it's telling you what you need to do. Then some instructions for myself. Then you go here. Good. So here, this is only what you need to do is just answering 3 questions. So yeah, we have 4 pages in this file, but you need to answer 3 questions. So what are these 3 questions written at the top here? So you need to highlight relevant aspects of WHS Acts. So you search in Queensland, what is the WHS Act? If you are located in a different state, you put the WHS Act related to your state. But we all in Queensland, so you do that. You define what is the difference between Act, regulation, codes. Let me highlight that in a bit more details. Okay. Can you see now? Just a moment. Yes, you can see this one. So here, WHS Act, definition, link to the official source. Regulations, you see regulation, asking about regulations. So definition of the regulations, link to the official source. Code of practice, definition, link to the official source. Consultation process, definition, what is it, who participate, how people participate. Where are the answers for these questions? It's in the material also you can add some knowledge from online search. So you will put these answers here, not at the top. This part at the top, it's myself. I will tick the box that you did your job, right? So I will tick here. You don't do anything. You will fill the answers here. You see these answers from this student. So you fill the answers for the 3 questions this way in bullet points, and easily you can get that from the content. Once you're done with this one, you save and submit. Easy. So second question, relevant aspects of the organization's WHS policies, procedures and programs, and the rights and duties defined in them, including consultation requirements where known. So WHS policies, definition and example, procedure, definition and example. If you don't know anything, if you don't remember anything of what I explained, easy, refer to the material, your notes, if you have taken notes during our discussions, and also easily you can search online. Again, after you search online or discuss with someone, maybe you have experience from the workplace, that's all fine. Write the answer in your own words. Please do not copy and paste from any source, even though if it's your file or your work at your personal work, your personal workplace, please do not copy and paste from any source. Just use your own words to answer these things, these questions. With definitions, I know the definitions. You can also write it in your own words. So this is the second question. Third question, ensure WHS information is readily accessible to personnel, including outlining where information can be obtained, ensuring the information is understandable by the work team, providing details of where the work team can get clarification on any information they don't understand. So here you will highlight the duties of PCBU workers, what they must and must not do, manager and supervisor. Please do not write lengthy paragraphs as you see here from the answers, just bullet points. You can put 2, 3, you don't have to put 5 or 6, just 2, 3 examples will be fine. Okay, that makes sense. So this is the first one, which is assessment task 1. 3 questions and you answer in bullet points. Good. Then assessment task 2. In assessment task 2, again, you will fill information here, including your signature. And assessment type is an assignment. Dates, you put the date, you go through instructions, then you have questions. So question 1, you have been alerted to a possible hazard in the workplace. Your assessor will provide you with details of the possible hazard, and this is what's included in the photo I submitted. Choose few hazards, maybe 2 or 3 hazards from this photo, then talk about them. These will be relevant to your workplace and job role. What if you don't want to use any of the hazards in the photo and you have experience in your workplace? Fine, use that. It's fine, no problem at all. But without declaring or writing any confidential information that might affect you or other people. If you are putting here information from your workplace, from your experience, make sure it is not confidential. so you can share it. Conduct the risk assessment using the hazard report form below, and you include these points in this risk assessment. So you remember the form we discussed in index or appendix 1. So this form, it's already included in this file. So down there, you put company name, imaginary one. Please don't use your company name. You can put yourself, so John Company or John Limited, John Citizen Limited, whatever. Then you put your name here. This is full name, and you put your title, then some contact number and date. So you don't need to put the proper contact number. I mean, you don't put your mobile number, just put any imaginary one, but proper date should be in the past, because it's assessment for a hazard. So maybe 2-3 days in the past, not 2-3 years, just 2-3 days. Then we have here the risk assessment matrix. This is the form. This is the standard you will follow. It gives you an idea of what you need to do. And then here you start filling the table. Filling this table, you put, as you see here, 3 hazards. Then description of the 3 hazards. From that photo I submitted, in the photo I submitted, maybe there are 6 or a bit more, or 8, I don't remember exactly. Just choose 3 or 4, put them there and start to assess them. Then explain what is there. If you don't like any, use other things, but mention what the hazard type and description. Then likelihood of that. So think about that before filling here. If we are talking about data center, we don't have forklifts, for example, in a data center, or trains. So, but mining site, maybe we have big trucks, maybe we have a forklift in Bunnings and so forth. So think about something about the location you are assessing the hazard in. Then put here, fill the details. Then this is the first step. So the first step, we identify the hazard, explain the hazard, and identify the risks. From the risk matrix, I can know the risk level. So how many times this thing could happen, water leak, for example. Okay, and if it happened, water leak in data center, this is really high, or extreme. It could kill someone because they can be electrocuted. So electrocution could be a catastrophic thing, extreme risk level. We need to, is it acceptable? Of course, no. Then we need to do something. We need to notify personnel of the risk level. Could be manager or facilities team. You can put there facilities team, manager, supervisor, John Citizen, and title. Okay. So here in this section, we are identifying hazards and assess risks. So we put that, then details of existing instructions to manage this hazard. So how we will manage every and each hazard. We mentioned 3 here, so we will have 3 strategies to manage this hazard. The 3 of them, one by one. Good. Then section 2, risk and hazard management options. So in this case, we will have some different controls, administrative controls, like signs saying wet floor or leaking, or do not turn on this equipment, or there is a snake, do not go into this room or this building, and so forth. can we substitute? We have some engineering controls. We have, we need a plumber to fix that. We need to implement fire extinguisher systems or fire systems. We need to eliminate that. We bring someone to remove the snake, for example. Then we still in section 2, risk and hazard management, continued. Then here, which course of action is most appropriate and effective? So details of why this action or combination of actions has been selected. So you answer for the 3 of them. Then section 3, hazard control plan and resources required. Yeah, we need new signage. We need to educate the workers. This is 1 here. You can make 2 or 3. We need to buy some stuff. We need to call the pest control. We need to bring that. We need to get some storage for the chemicals in a proper way. Then you give some personnel name, Gary Hazards, personnel role, hazard manager, for example. Then what they are doing. So for this is for the first hazard. Then second hazard, who is doing what and what we need to buy. New wheel, maybe. New power cable for the third hazard. Then Joy Zaps, electrician. So this electrician will replace the power cable for the server. Then section 4, control plan approval and sign off. So condition of implementation, you summarize what happened to manage these hazards, the 3 hazards or 4, or I prefer you select 3 or more. Okay, then you can have proper answers. Then you put name and some signature. Again, this is just an inserted signature, inserted page. Then confirmation of the hazard plan implementation. Again, you give a name, a different signature, not he is using or she is using the same thing, but you can use same person, for example, or different people. Risk management review. So we came up with hazards and risk management plan, implemented some controls, then the risk should be reduced or eliminated. This is what we are doing here. So this is the review or the revision. So here, hazard ID, 3 hazards, high, extreme, previous risk level, then current is low. So acceptable, yes, because it's low now, so it's acceptable after implementing our controls and ideas. So done with the second task. To be honest, yeah, it can take 1 or 2 days work. Yeah, over a weekend you can finish that. Few hours, maybe 2 hours, something. You could finish that. 4 hours, maybe, but it is not that hard. So this is the assessment task 2. I hope this one makes sense and it's easy to answer. Any questions related to task 1 or 2? Any questions?
Assessment task 1. I'm still sort of not understanding. Do we actually choose one of those? Do we actually just do one hazard, or
you mean assessment task 2? Assessment task 2, asking about the hazards, and you select 3 from these 6 major types. But for assessment task 1, you answer the definitions for the act, for the procedures, for the legislation needed. So assessment task 1, 3 questions.
Okay, so you just answer those.
Yes.
And it's for Queensland, is it?
Yes,
Okay,
you
okay,
are located
yes.
in Queensland, so yes.
Yeah, no. So I just, okay, so it's the Queensland Legislations
Yes,
Act.
an act, yeah.
And
correct.
then
Regulations.
I understand what to do.
Yes,
Yeah.
good.
Okay, and I understand. And regulations, okay.
No
I understand
problem.
what to do with this one. So.
No problem. Good.
And assessment suck too. Okay.
Okay, no
Yep.
problem.
Okay, thank you, Sam.
Thank you. Assessment task 3. Or any questions before we go to assessment task 3? Any questions? No? Okay. Okay. So assessment task 3, just we are using example here. You put student name, number, again, like every other assessment, and it's the assessment type is an assignment. You put here your my name in assessor name, and you put the date when you submit, then your signature. Again, your signature could be a scanned photo of your signature or photo taken by your mobile. Then you insert it here in addition to the date. Then you go through these instructions, general ones. Then question 1, complete an incident record for the scenario below using workplace incident record provided below. So we have a scenario here, and in this scenario there is an incident. So this is the incident scenario. You read it. Maybe it's a good idea to read it 2 times, 3 times. Highlight some key points, for example, dates, address, what was happening. So you can go through this one. Then you have workplace incident record. You start filling that incident record. So date, time, what is the nature? Is it near miss or injury, property damage, fatality, whatever. Then you check equipment, where this thing happened. So the address, what happened exactly. Then you can express that in your own words. You don't need to, no need to copy and paste, because I can copy and paste, but you need to understand that. Then what actions was taken. So you can do that also. So I'm sorry, I'm muted everyone, just because we are recording and I want to have the best experience. So here, name of the person injured. So all you need to do in these parts, fill the details from the scenario. Okay, then what are the details of injury? You summarize that. So the cause of injury, you answer. Then you put your name down there, and signature and the date. That's it. Done. It's as easy as that. So all you need to do is just go through the scenario and fill the incident form. Very, very easy task. Maybe you can finish it in half an hour or almost. I'm not sure. It depends on your time and everything. So this is the third assessment. It's a very simple and easy one. First assessment, it's also an easy one. The second one, I know it's lengthy, but it's a straightforward one. So there is no tricks here. We don't do tricks. No tricky questions. straightforward questions directly from the content, from what we discussed and what we refer to, so easily you can do that as soon as possible. Again, if you have questions, feel free to unmute your mics now and ask me questions, or email me. I will just stop the recording now.